Hey everybody, I'm Mark Edward Lewis from Cinema Sound. Today we're going to be looking at another plugin from Adobe Audition that we use in post-production all the time. That's the hard limiter. Let's roll. Now, if you've never used Adobe Audition before, I invite you to come to cinemasound.com and stream our Adobe Audition 1, 2, 3 product there, which will take you from, I've never booted Adobe Audition, how does it work, what does it do, all the way to creating great results and having a lot of fun using Adobe Audition and all of its properties. So here we have some clips in the timeline. We've got a gunshot, some dialogue, and some bad dialogue. We're going to be using the gunshot today. Here's what it sounds like, a nice 9mm variety. Bang. Now, it looks like it's distorted, but it actually isn't. It's just highly compressed. And what we want to be able to do is set our hard limiter across the channel or the master so that we're sure nothing gets over zero in our mix. In fact, that's one of the best ways to use a limiter or a hard limiter. Well, what is a limiter? A limiter is basically something that makes sure that sound never gets over a threshold that you set. Now, we always talk about how we never want to go over zero, which is absolutely true, and we want to set our thresholds for our masters slightly underneath that. So here, we're going to go to the mixer here for a second, and we'll see that this is going to, actually it's going to a direct output. So let's send it to the master, and then let's send this to the correct output so that we can hear it. And then we're going to put here on this channel, amplitude and compression, hard limiter. And this is on the master. Now here is the hard limiter. I'm going to go back to the editor so we can see what we're playing here now. I'm going to slide this up just here. Great. Now this is the master output down here. Super cool. And what we have here is you can choose peak or true peak, and even tell you what it is here. The nice happy help menu works on true peaks according to whatever all that gobbledygook is. What it basically means is that true peak means there is no way, no matter what you do, that this is going to go over zero, intra-sample or whatever. But if you set this like I'm going to demonstrate to you, you never have to worry about true peak. Maximum amplitude, the default is 0.1 decibels. My suggestion is that you make it minus 0.2 decibels, and that ensures that nobody's red meter goes off that says you went over, and make sure that there's no true peak issues. Input boost, for now we're going to leave it 0. What that does is basically turn up the volume to the limiter so that it can do more crushing. We use this a lot in music in particular. For me, look ahead time, I like the general setting to be at 10 milliseconds or so. And this basically gives a buffer and sort of helps the algorithm of the hard limiter to do what it needs to do. And then the release time for these kinds of things, I always want to make it as short as possible. In this case, 40 milliseconds. Linked channels means that regardless of the independence of a channel, everything is brought down uniformly. So if the left channel gets a little loud, but the right doesn't, everybody's brought down. If you uncheck link channels, then they work independently. If the left gets loud, only the left's brought down. In fact, it sort of is like adding two hard limiters, one to the left and one to the right when link channels is off. Let's see how this can work here with this gunshot, which is very transient, very strong. So right now the limiter isn't doing anything because the overall volume is not getting to minus 0.2 decibels. Let's turn up the input boost. How loud is this right now? It looks like it's about minus 4. Let's bring it up 4 decibels. Now for sure it's working, because if I turn this off, well, I'll tell you what, let's do it a different way. Instead of, that's what input boost will do. Let's actually just turn up the channel 4 dB. I'm going to actually, let's just use this little knobby knob. 4 decibels, 5. 5 will work. Now if I turn this off, which is what that does, notice the dreaded red over bars. Boo. And distortion coming along with it. But if we turn on the limiter, again, this is on the master over here, it does not go over 0. And even if we turn it up, and here's that fader, it was once a knob. Here it is 9 decibels louder. Doesn't matter. How about 15 decibels louder? But if we turn this off, be careful. Ooh, that is nothing but pain and big bad overlights that's going to get quality control to give you a call and tell you that you went over. Now you can set this to whatever you'd like. You can make this maximum amplitude way down here. You can hardly hear it because we're at minus 70, but keep it at minus 20. And that is one crunchy, not distorted, but crunchy mess. Let's see. And if you change the release time, which I don't really advise, but you can make this really, really slow. And let's bring this back to a more reasonable size. If it's slower, then it's slower to react to the sound coming back underneath the threshold, in this case 0. And you could have some of the decay removed, in this case from the gunshot. You only hear it really at the very beginning. If we unlink channels, in this case it doesn't matter much because this is, after all, a mono source. I believe it's mono, maybe I'm wrong. Yes, it is mono. So anyway, that's how the hard limiter works. Definitely put it across your master and use these kinds of settings and you'll never go over 0. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to us here on the Cinema Sound channel and come visit us at cinemasound.com, where we have hundreds and hundreds of articles to help you get the Hollywood value that you've been looking for in your predictions, predictions, crystal balls. Until then, we'll see you in post.